I love my time at Eastern. I came in '84, left in '88, made it through in 4 years, and I loved my time at Eastern. We were talking before, people asked, where did you go to school? Did you go to Syracuse? Did you go to Missouri? Did you go to Ohio? No, I went to Eastern Michigan, had everything I needed at the time and since. I worked at WEMU. I did updates. They let me do updates, I should say. They put up with me enough. I did anything I could at WQDR. They were more into music and stuff, and I asked, can I have a sports show? Can I do a sports show? And they said, yeah, you can do a 15-minute show like once a week. I lived in Best Hall, and at the time that was we called it the Jock Dome. It was where the guys, all the football players and basketball players. So I lived on the 4th floor of the penthouse. So before my show, I would just walk up and down the halls and say, hey, what are you doing? Come here. You want to be on the radio for 15 minutes? So we would cross the street and come over here and do the show, and we'd go back. Internships, I interned at Channel 5 in Cleveland, Ohio. That's where I was from. When my internship was done, they asked me if I wanted to hang around for no money, but could you still come down?
That's the situation I'm in right now.
Yeah, you do what you have to do. You do what you are able to do, but you do what you have to do. My internship worked out like a dream. I wore my Eastern Michigan ring, and I asked the photographers. I didn't ask photographers for anything when I was an intern, but I asked for one thing. I said, if we ever do interviews, can you please get my hand in the shot so that when we're sitting at home later, here's my ring! That's me, I did that! I've always taken great pride in my writing. I think that's something that maybe news people take a lot of pride in, and sports people I don't think get enough credit for their writing, because a lot of times it's just straight highlights and you describe the action. But I think some of the best writing and broadcast are from sports guys who can take a little bit of a liberty now and then and kind of make, not flowery, but just not just standard da-da-da-da-da-da. Writing to me is what we do. I tell my kids, when I speak to grade school classes, I tell them what I do is read and write, except I do it the other way. I write, then I read. And that's my job. That's what I do. And I try to make it, as you said, as conversational as I can. When I came up, you had to do, I'm going to go to a small market TV station and start there. You don't have to start there anymore. You can go anywhere. And anybody that's got a camera and you can get your stuff up there and get something on tape to show somebody, that's what you got to do.
Could you describe, or do you remember your most gratifying day on the job?
On the job? I can, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. It was the month of May in Indianapolis. Anybody that knows anything about Indianapolis, month of May, it's all about the Indy 500. It's a little less so now, they compressed it, but you're at the track every day, from sun up till, when we would do our shows, and then go back. But you're there every day, because you never know when something's going to happen. But in this particular month of May, the Pacers were looking for a new coach. So we had both things going on. So I would split my time. I would drive my personal car. I'd be at the track. I would do noon live hits, and then I would drive out to the Pacers, where they used to play the Barton Square Arena, and I would, because I just wanted it. I wanted this story. I wanted it, and I would just stand in the parking lot, in the parking garage, and I would walk up and down, and any car that drove by, I would kind of look in and see if I recognized anybody, and I would stop in to the offices, and I would, anything new? No, nothing new, and this went on forever. And then one day, I'm standing in the parking garage after being at the track all day, and I happened to have, my photographer that day happened to have a microwave truck, a live truck, so we could go live. We didn't plan it that way, it's just that was what he was driving that day. And the PR guy came out, and it was no digging on my part, anything like that, but it was just being there. And he said, I am going to release this in 10 minutes. And he handed me the release that they just hired Larry Bird. And we ran out to the truck, got a signal. It was coming up on 5 o'clock, and we hit the air. And I said, that they hired Larry Bird. Like I said, I didn't break anything, but we were the first ones to have it. And I remember the photographer at the day, I'll never forget this. He said, I said, well, I'm all, after we did the live stream. And we were going to run in and do interviews, because all we did was go live with the stuff, and then we were going to go inside and do the interviews with Donnie Walsh. He said, wait a minute. He said, take your time. I said, why? He said, just lean against the truck. Just lean against the truck. Okay. So we both just put our backs against the truck and watched the other stations. You know, it comes screaming down.